Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Langley Speedway here for the season finale of the Colgan Racing Experience. It's been a heck of a street stock season, but we're ready to put a bow tie on 2023. So glad you could join us here on Colgan Racing Experience as well as the Slide Job Racing Network. Marty Sakala with you. Well, this season, our champions pretty much wrapped up, and that, of course, is the EHP number 17. Kendrick Cryer and Steele Langford have paired up with each other to run the races on the air, and they have done one heck of a job taking care of business here on the season. Qualifying currently underway here at Langley Speedway for the street stocks. And again, if you're new to CRX competition, we'll have a heat race that will determine the starting lineup for our feature. Feature tonight is set for 175 laps. Well, let's talk about Larry King Law's Langley Speedway. 0.397 mile racetrack here in Hampton, Virginia. 6 degrees of banking in the corners, 2 degrees on the straightaway. Very flat track. And so it's really all going to be about carrying momentum and using those throttle and brake pedals to your advantage. Nobody currently on track at the moment, so gives us an opportunity to take a look at our current qualifying rundown at the moment. We've got a field of 12 drivers with us this evening, and it's Kenny Tripp that is the quickest at a 16:39. Billy Snodgrass second, 16:42. Stephen Rex third, 16:43. Jason Snodgrass fourth, 16:46. Kyle Bartles fifth at a 16:53. Well, I told you it's been the number 17 team that's been doing business really, really well on the year. And to recap, they did not take the win last week. They finished third. Kyle Bartles scored the win at Auto Club after being the first to dodge a huge wreck in turn number 2. Last week was an off week, but this week also features a back-to-front challenge here at Langley tonight. And how that works is the Heat 1 winner has the opportunity to forfeit his pole and go to the back. And if he does, Heat 2 winner has the opportunity. Couple of things here, though, to be eligible for that situation, if I recall correctly. Let's see if we have it on here. It's been a while. We had, I think it was Trevor Sukup. If not, it was Stephen Rex that attempted it earlier this year at Lanier Speedway. Unfortunately, was unable to score the victory. So it's only heat winners that will be eligible. Can't have 33X or more in the race and no more than one strike. Only be one heat winner that is eligible. So with all 12 drivers in this heat race, it will only be the heat winner that has the chance to go for some bonus money here tonight. $50 of bonus money up for grabs here. So here's the starting lineup for our heat race, 9-lap heat race. Kenny Tripp on the pole position. He is next to Billy Snodgrass in car number 99. Stephen Rex, the 27, next to Jason Snodgrass, the 199. That's row number 2. Kyle Bartles in the 88 and Travis Sukup in the 45. That's row number 3. R. Hendry in the 37. He's next to Steele Langford in the 82. Rounding out the top 10 this evening, Kendrick Cryer in car number 17, next to Blake Wynn in the 74. Row number 6 rounding out the field, Aaron Raymond in the 10, and Clay Bellamy in car number 33. So field is just about set to fire up the engines here. No call for Aaron Raymond to the grid, so he'll wait until feature time to get things going. But as the field gets set to roll off here, again, let's break down the race info here for you this evening. As you see, 9-lap heat races. Feature tonight 175 laps, and as always per CRX rules, drivers have 6 sets of tires to work with. So the 11 drivers warming up here. C1 to green here this time by. It's been a fun season 1 of CRX competition here. Bunch of wild moments, bunch of different winners on the year. Hopefully we end the season right. So again, Kenny Tripp, Billy Snodgrass, the front row. This will set the lineup up here for our feature this evening. iRacing pace car is in. Here we go, underway at Langley. Tripp gets the jump as the field makes their way off of turn 2. Billy Snodgrass gets a run longer way around the racetrack. Here comes Steven Rexlow for a second. The two nearly touch. And off of turn 4, it's Tripp that leads lap 1, but Snodgrass keeps his foot in it. Of course, with how flat Langley Speedway is, both lanes can work really well on a restart. However, though, as expected, low line will be key. This is also a racetrack, too, where drivers can take the risk and run below that yellow line. It just as long as nobody's exiting pit road. So they're fine doing a heat race feature. You do it at your own risk. Kendrick Cryer just saw him do that in car number 17. So he moves his way up into the 6th spot. Jason Snodgrass, the 199, bounces off the wall. Right on board here with Kendrick. You can see that those left side wheels below that yellow line, and now he takes advantage of Steele Langford underneath, all the way below the yellow line. In a race for 5th spot, Cryer along with Clay Bellamy each up 4 positions. Sukup, meanwhile, with a run on the 82 of Langford for the 6th spot. Five to go in this heat race. And it's been a fun heat race so far. Pretty much mid-pack. Race for 2nd breaks out. Billy Snodgrass underneath on Steven Rex in the 99. Moves his way back into 2nd spot. Tripp looking to start on pole and have the option if he wants to go for the back-to-front challenge. Meanwhile, Travis Sukup moves up to 6 as he's past the 82 of Langford. Bellamy in that 33. Looking slower way around the racetrack, or faster way around the racetrack. He's now the biggest mover. Started from 12th. He is now in the 7th spot. Meanwhile, Tripp has some breathing room on Billy Snodgrass. 0.8 of a second advantage on the 99. He's been a part of every race this season. It's been great to have him with us here in CRX competition. Number 52 team, though, 9th in standings, so not been the best of the seasons when it comes to a top 3, but this pole position will really help him out if he wants to take it off of 4. Tripp wins the heat race. So Billy Snodgrass 2nd, Rex 3rd, Cryer 4th, and Bartles rounds out the top 5. We'll stand by and see if Kenny Tripp wants to go for the back-to-front challenge. Till then, warm-up taking place so the drivers can find their pit boxes. Actually, we'll see if they skip it. And we'll step aside here. So we are ready to go for feature time here at Langley Speedway. Let's meet the field and give you tonight's starting lineup. So we mentioned Kenny Tripp is on the pole, and we have been confirmed that Tripp will go for the back-to-front challenge this evening, so that puts Steven Rex on the pole position. Billy Snodgrass starts from second. Kyle Bartos starts from the third spot this evening. Kendrick Cryer next to him. He is in fourth. Clay Bellamy starts from position number 5. Next to him, it's the 45 of Travis Sukup. Starting 7th, Steele Langford in the 82. Blake Wynn next to him in 8th. Rounding out the top 10, Art Hendren in car number 37. Jason Snodgrass in the 10. And rounding out the field, we mentioned Kenny Tripp. Aaron Raymond next to him to round out the field. So you see Tripp Hill move to the back. Again, moments away from going green. Again, 175 laps taking place at Langley. Drivers with 6 sets of tires, and with a racetrack like this, sure, everyone will try and use advantage of those tires, but you just never know here with how many cautions may come out here tonight. Field makes their way through turns number 3 and 4, and the iRacing pace car is in. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Showtime for the season finale in Langley. Two by two, the top 4, and off at turn number 4, it is Rex that edges out the 99 to Billy Snodgrass. Rex with a shallower entry entering turn number 1, but can he clear the 99 down the back? Kyle Bartos with a run underneath on Billy Snodgrass for the 2 spot. Get that to pull off here. Kendrick Cryer now swaps down a lane. Oh, Billy Snodgrass loose entering the corner. I think he got on the gas and the brake at the same time. And can send that car just a bit sideways. 17 closes in on Rex here, or on Bartos for the 2 spot. Again, Bartos was last week's winner, and you see Cryer try to get a run down on the bottom. Bartos last week's winner, a feel-good win for him in car number 88. Second win Team CRX has had, the Colgan Enterprises team has had this season. Got to go back to when I believe it was Joe Byers, if not Jeff Byers, took the win at Phoenix, stealing it away from Kendrick Cryer and Aaron Raymond. In fact, Bartos was the 2nd place finisher in that one. Sukup passed Blake Wynn for the 7th position. For those wondering where Kenny Tripp is early, he scored a 9th. Kendrick Cryer, quickest driver on the track with all the daylight in front of him. The 16:50 as he's trying to get that race lead from Steven Rex. But Rex has been really wobbly in the center of the corner as her entry, and Cryer wants to take advantage of it. They're door-to-door for the lead off at turn number 4. A new leader at the line, it's the 17. So Cryer puts the Zeem setup shop, BHP entry number 17 to the front. Looking to end a picture-perfect season outright. Move out up top. Billy Snodgrass low on the 27 for the 2nd spot. Nice drive on corner exit from the 99. As the field makes their way off at turn 4. Snodgrass has it. Now watch Clay Bellamy, who made Some good moves throughout the heat race earlier on tonight. Trying to get the third spot, and he takes it away from Steven Rex. Steven either has issues with the car early when it comes to his setup, or he's trying to cut, or he's trying to conserve his dropping bombs ride. We'll just have to see what happens. Everyone throughout the field staying single file, very patient at the moment. Can tell you as well, Aaron Raymond decided not to take the green flag at all. And so because of that, Raymond will not run the race. Again, remember, Kendrick Cryer and Aaron Raymond have had a lot of beef lately, or I should say all season. All started back at Richmond. The two were racing for a position, and Kendrick Cryer hooked intentionally Aaron Raymond to take him out. Of course, Cryer had to take the next race off, if not 2 races off. Came back at Oxford and won. Of course, you look back at what happened at the Phoenix Raceway. They were racing side by side in the final 5 laps, and one wanted to hook the other. They're all staying side by side, so. Rex, though, has had a good year. Have to give it up for the way that he's been performing. In the second spot in points coming in, currently scored in 4th. 140 points behind number 17 coming in, but at 27, it stayed very consistent throughout the year. Is in that race for 2nd in points because Billy Snodgrass, 5 points behind coming on in. So this is the start that Billy wants at the moment in car number 99. So he caught the wall, just going across the start-finish line. Take a ride on board here for a lap with Clay Bellamy. Just show you what it's like around this 4/10 oval. It's really all about staying consistent. When that pit wall ends, he's on the brakes, setting up the corner entry, trying to go as low as possible without hitting the grass. And yes, you could even hug the yellow line. This track reminds me of a little bit, when you look at it, reminds me a little bit of Lancaster Speedway, a track not far from me in New York, in Western New York. It's just the straightaways, the way the turns are, kind of resemble it a little bit. I think Lancaster, though, is just a bit longer. So, but Bellamy is caught up to his teammate for 2nd. I think Billy may be reminding Clay of the situation that Billy's in, trying to finish 2nd in points. A lot of side-by-side action as Rex continues to fade. That's Kenny Tripp, who just took away the 5th position from the 27, and Steele Langford is up to P4. So in case you're wondering where the main man is, there you go. He's in the 5th spot. So Steven is back at 6th position. But Blake Wynn definitely wants him. Here's a look from the rear end. You see Blake decides to get lower. You saw he clipped the wall earlier on in this race. And there was just a hole open and Blake took it. But Rex's car just does not seem like it's driving that well. It looks a lot tighter than other cars at the moment. Tell you as well, Art Hendren has faded a lot for the start of this one, and he's just been running the high side throughout this entire race, and Kendrick Cryer about to put him a lap down. So teammates working together in 2nd and 3rd as Hendren lets them go. Steele Langford is 4th. Kenny Tripp rounds out the top 5. course, Langley Speedway, adjacent to NASA's Langley Research Center, has launched a lot of NASCAR careers and has been the site of 9 NASCAR Xfinity Series races, and I believe as well also has hosted the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Tour at some times. But 6 degrees of banking in the corners. It can be tough to race your way around here. Next season as well, if anyone's interested in enjoying the Colgan racing experience and you're watching this, like the Facebook page at CRX for more. The opening season, this was being run under hosted races. Next year, this will be run under iRacing leagues. And so there will be some recruitment races, some preseason races coming soon after the season ends. And Robert Colgan said yesterday in announcements that he's expecting season 2 to be much better and bigger. Steele Langford's done well, catching up to the number 33, and of course we all know he's looking for a win on the season. Couldn't do it in the 17, unfortunately, when he had the chance to do so. He's right up to that 33 for the 3rd position. You can notice as well, if you look closely, that 82, that brake rotor is glowing. So he has been heavy on the brakes a lot more than the drivers in front, and that pretty much means is he's eating up his tires a lot more compared to his opponents. So could watch out for maybe Bellamy or Trip to close back in on him. So Langford takes away the 3rd spot, so he's on the podium for the first time in this one. Other races on track, a 3-car race for 7th. Kyle Bartels, Jason Snodgrass, and Travis Sukup. Stephen Rex now, after having a tight car, he has fallen all the way back to the 10th position. Right on board here with the 199. Wanted to try and avoid hitting the bumper of Kyle Bartels, and because he had to check up, Travis Sukup behind him in car 45. And Sukup running his lines a little bit better, holding the bottom a little better than the 199. I think Jason's trying to, he's trying to diamond the corners and a little bit higher on entry and exit low. Langford, meanwhile, back of Snodgrass, race for 2nd spot is on. And again, this is your best race on the track at the moment. He's got to run on him. So a great move from the 82 and Steele Langford up to 2nd. He started from the 9th position and your biggest mover of this race so far. So it's a pair of EHP drivers, 1 and 2. Now, if you look at the last 5 laps, how did things stand? Well, that last lap when Langford's been the better car here at the moment and for the last 5 laps. So he had something last time by. 1/10 of a second better with Steele Langford. Will keep you posted on that gap in a couple laps from now. You know, in this race, some of the drivers are going as low as they can. That guys are indicating the pit light on my live time, which means they're trying to enter pit road, but that's actually not the case. It's just that Bartels thinks that he has a lot of grip on turn 4 exit where the pit entry is. We'll show you right here. See, that puts nearly 4 wheels on that apron. He tries to do it again. You can see how much he's on that throttle. You can hear the rear tires, actually correction, the front tires, freaking out from it. Hendren, meanwhile, has brought the 37 on the pit road. I think he's getting tires adjusted, tire pressure adjusted, so he is behind the wall trying to see what's going on with his ride. But it's Kendrick Cryer, your current race leader. Steele Langford is second. Billy Snodgrass third. Kenny Tripp fourth. Blake Wynn rounds out the top 5. Kyle Bartles is sixth. Travis Sukup seventh. This is the best race on the track. And there goes Sukup underneath. Look at the rest of the field. Steven Rex has rebounded to 8th. Clay Bellamy is dropped to 9th. I'm not sure why he's been dropping lately. We may have something that can show us this. Oh, he got turned off of Kenny Tripp. Made a nice save, kept it off of pit road, and let the field go by. So that's a tough break for the 33. Down to 9th, who ran really well early in this one. So Bellamy now looks to rebound. Steven Rex looks like he's rebounded pretty well. Went from 10th or so. He's back up into the 7th position as he works lap number 54. So Kendrick Cryer currently your race leader. I want to take a look at the time delta and see how everything stacks up between 1st and 2nd. It's gone from 1.2 seconds to 0.8 of a second. I think we've got that little bit of a glitch there. May have blinked at one time. Kenny Tripp, who's going for that $50 bonus, he's in the 4th position. Next driver ahead of him, Billy Snodgrass, is just about 4 seconds back. That's pretty much over a straightaway. So right now, if you're Kenny, just focus on lap times at the moment and just hit your marks. Bellamy trying to get out of this 9th place jam as he wants 8th from Kyle Bartles. Nothing doing there, though. Just want to take a look at something here real quick. There is no fuel cap here tonight. So I would assume that means the drivers could go a full tank of well over 100 laps. Would assume if, with this long start we've had to this one, if, when we get at the first yellow, that everyone will come in for 4 tires. Fuel, I'm not too sure if that's the issue, but Langford has cut the gap down just a bit. He's kind of short and steady. It's 0.8 of a second behind between him and the leader. No traffic in the way as of right now. Next driver Cryer would catch would be Jason Snodgrass in the 199. We'll see how that works out. Blake Wynn, Travis Sukup for 5th. Sukup has stayed in the back bumper of the 74 for the past few laps without taking any huge risks at the moment. And here just barely a brief bounce off the wall. Oh, big wreck! Sukup hard in the wall. There's the first caution. And it comes on lap number 66. Just a bounce off the wall by Blake Wynn, and Travis Sukup had absolutely nowhere to go. Take another look here. Brief bounce off, and yeah, and that's a hard wreck on that Jersey barrier, and everybody coming into pit road right on board that 45 car. Just ready to make a run, and Blake just caught the wall, and man, that's a heavy hit. When you get all front wheels off the ground, you know that's bad. So, everybody in the pits. Cryer won the race off pit road. Billy Snodgrass 2nd, Blake Wynn 3rd, Kenny Tripp 4th, Clay Bellamy 5th. So while we are at it, going to step aside, mute the mic here. When we come back, we'll come back to green. Just over 100 laps to go. So ready for this restart. As Kendrick Cryer brings the field back to green, him and Billy Snodgrass, row 1. Kenny Tripp, Clay Bellamy, row 2. Jason Snodgrass rounds out the top 5. Here we go for the restart. Nice hold from the 17 of Cryer. Bellamy, as he tries to rebound after getting bumped by Kenny Tripp earlier, moves up to 2nd. Now let's watch that 52 closely. What does he do? Try and make a run for that 2nd spot. Looks low on the 99. I think Tripp tries to stay patient this time out. Billy tries to counter it back underneath on Kenny. 52 shuts the door right in his face. Oh, Billy and Kenny trip. Tokyo drifts it and goes to second. Oh my goodness. And it brings up a huge smorgasbord in turn one. Rex to the third spot. I don't know what happened, but that was just wild. So I'll have to take a look at a replay and show you what happened. I think we have it right here. Come a lap later. We'll watch aerial shot here. 99 caught the wall. Maybe one more lap after this. So Tripp's already in third. So Jason looks low. He runs on the back of the 52 and still makes the pass. That's the wildest moment we have seen tonight. And it's the man on the back to front challenges in the second, but how much did that use up his tires? We'll have to see. Langford's recovered into the third spot. Remember as well, Kendrick Cryer just set the fastest lap of this race, 16:46. The driver of the number 17 Hazim setup shop ride. Rex and Billy Snodgrass. Hoosier to Hoosier for fourth into turn three, 99 with the edge. As he takes it. You see Bellamy all the way down low. Races his teammate for the spot, and he lets Billy go. Blake Wynn behind him in sixth. Stephen Rex up in the wall. Both Wynn and Sukup, they went to the back for the racing incident. See, Sukup was involved, but it sounded like that they put the 74 at fault, and he has recovered to the sixth position. So it's 4, 5, 6 Team MPI. And now we just see how they roll with the WFOM team, I believe they are called. I haven't been following a lot of this team on the year. So Langford, meanwhile, he's moved up to second past Kenny Tripp, and now the gap is better for him because of that yellow, half second behind. Got the pass right here. Let's show you on the replay. Nice run off of turn two for Langford. Kenny opened the door up bottom, and he let the 82 have it. So when Kendrick thought that this could have been a easy one in the park, he's got company with Langford behind him, and again, he is looking for that first win of the season. That'd be a pretty cool first win of the season for him. Down to 3/10. Give us these last 5 laps if we can. Langford easily the better car, and it's down to a quarter of a second, half a car length. The closest it's been in a long run between Cryer and Langford. Kenny Tripp in the mix of it in case something happens with the top two where they get together. But remember, both of them drive number 17, so they work well together. And they are teammates in chat, but it's EHP. It's actually EHP 1, 2, 3. When you think about it, Kenny Tripp in third is a part of the Edwards High Performance team. now let's see what Langford does. Try and go for this lead. Does he stay patient behind that 17, or does he want to go for it? I think he wants to go for it. Shows his nose low. Let's put a little bit more brake pressure so he doesn't hit the 17. Working lap number 97. Cryer's led pretty much every lap here so far. Langford, I don't think you can get him here. Oh, but Langford caught the wall. That helps out Cryer big time. You see the damage on the right side of Steele Langford. Travis Sukup, meanwhile, went down to pit road. He is back out on the racetrack. So the top two couldn't use the preferred line they normally wanted to run like Cryer was because of where Sukup was on the track. As we work on lap number 100, I'm going to shut up. And we'll let you ride on board with a couple of drivers here. Let's crank it up here at Langley. Just under 70 laps to go. Cryer has increased the lead on Steele Langford to 0.8 of a second. Remember, Langford caught the wall before he went to crank it up. And that, I'm assuming, is what cost him some pretty good time. Kenny Tripp on the back to front challenge is in third. Company from him by Billy Snodgrass. This will be fun to watch. Sukup went to the pits. Travis, I think, had some issues again. See what this can tell us. He'd already been slow off the pace from that first caution flag, and I think he decided, you know what, I'm going to put this in the grass, I'm towing it. Yeah, brought this in. I don't even think he knew where his pit box was, so he decided, I'm just towing it. I'm done for the event. So Sukup in the 9th position. Steven Rex also out of the race. His teammate in 10th. Art Hendren out in 11th. Aaron Raymond 12th. So I think that's... Is that every dropping bomb driver? I'm pretty sure it is. That's out of this race, which is crazy. Billy Snodgrass while we were away. Moved to P3. As Clay Bellamy now all over both of them. This was the race that was for second at one point. Where Tripp got loose. Here's the run. Some good hard racing for third, and Billy takes it away in 3 and 4. Tripp tried to counter it back. Got up to that corner panel, but again, Billy back on the throttle. Ah, no, they went at it good. And I mean real good for that third position. Couple of crisscrosses. And Billy Snodgrass takes away the applesauce. So nice move by him, and Clay Bellamy now underneath on Tripp for the 4th spot. Works out, move to 33, up to the 4th spot, but Tripp counters it back low. Kenny sent it in deep in turn 1. Does that work for the 52? It does. Bellamy shows the counter. And they get together. They bang doors in the center of 3 and 4. Now what does Blake Wynn do? Does Blake decide to stay back in all of this? He's got to run on the helmet. Oh, and they get together again. Blake really loose, and he saves it. Tripp low on Bellamy. Not sure if Blake really liked that, so he shows the bumper at Kenny Tripp. There's the first bump. There's the second bump. Says to Kenny, it's time to move or else I'm moving you. There it is. Blake is trying to move the helmet out of the way. A 3-car race for the 4th position. There's the run. He sends it and he turns Kenny Tripp around. The 52 saves it. Tries to turn Blake Wynn back. And the helmet won't be pleased with that at all. And now he is forced down into 6th. Blake takes 4th, but he's 3 seconds behind on the guy in front of him, Billy Snodgrass. Tripp's probably glad that Bellamy's in the way, because I'm guessing Kenny Tripp wants payback. Biggest lead for Kendrick Cryer, meanwhile, on this long run. 2.2 seconds the advantage on Steele Langford. It's next time by for Kendrick, 50 laps to go. It's a 4-car race for 4th, meanwhile, that develops. And could be stretching away from each other. So under 50 laps to go here. Again, let's give you a full field rundown. Kendrick Cryer, the race leader, 2.9 second lead on Steele Langford. Billy Snodgrass currently third, and likely he will finish second in points with Stephen Rex's DNF. Clay Bellamy in fourth. Blake Wynn rounds out the top five, and Kenny Tripp is sixth. So Bellamy made a pass for the fourth position. Kyle Bartles eighth. Kyle Bartles seventh. Jason Snodgrass eighth. And out of the race, Travis Sukup, Stephen Rex, R. Hendren, Aaron Raymond. Look on Bellamy's pass on Win for fourth. Nice run again. 3 and 4 seems like that's the place to pass today and make up some ground. So as the race continues now, Cryer continuing to increase that lead on Steele Langford. Maybe we can show you the lap time delta and just look at the difference. Just about a tenth on average. And Cryer just continues to increase that lead. Not a lot of things to talk about. However, though, a brand new season on iRacing underway, 2023 Season 4, and I love this build here. This may be one of the best builds in a while, and I think everyone except for the dirt road regulars, I think whatever, if you race oval, dirt oval, road course, you win in all of this because we've got a Porsche GTP available, an Acura GTP available. It's like you can race IMSA now, full-time IMSA. Ferrari GT3 available, Super Formula available, which is pretty cool. The Pontiac 1987 car. So I think that's what, the fourth car in the 87s, which I think is awesome. Can't wait for that. 3 new tracks. You've got Circuit de Lidonon. I think that's how you pronounce it in France. Kern County with 4 layouts. You've got the oval and its mini layout and the dirt track and its mini layout. So that's awesome. Circuit Zandvoort with a rescan in the Netherlands. Upgraded to, I think it's grade 1 FIA. FIA grade 1. Couple new series. Draftmaster. So if you're a super Speedway fan like I am, you get Draftmaster. So many different cars at Daytona and Talladega. Wish there were cautions in it, though. Unfortunately, there's not. More vehicle variety in a single session, so that definitely helps out for the multi-class races. Then more spotter updates. The iRacing spotter, and it's got an audio feature where you can simulate whether it's you're wearing ear protection or the effect of the helmet, which is pretty cool. Helps with the immersion on track. I don't know how it's going to be off the track, but I think that's awesome. Couple of AI additions. It's really cool. Here's the race for 6th. Kyle Bartles takes it away. So Bartles moves to the 6th position. Billy Snodgrass, I think he's been closing in on Steele Langford for the 2nd spot. And he has. Langford's been slower in 4 of the last 5 laps. Just about 2-3 tenths on average. Let's ride on board here with Billy. What is he doing better? Is it the tires? Is it the aero? Bad side of the corner. I think, he's closing in on Steele. He's willing to take some risks here. Looks for a nice run on corner exit. Can't really get a trip fight back on Bartles for 6th. Now the gap starts to increase. Billy again, still closing in on Steele for 2nd. So we're coming to 25 to go in just a bit. Now down to 0.4 of a second. And 23 laps remaining for Kendrick Cryer. With a 6.5 second lead, and he's in some lap traffic. V-Lap's Kyle Bartles, he'll put 5 drivers on the lead lap. Back to the race for 2nd. Here comes Billy. Again in the passing zone. Snodgrass takes 2nd. Langford just scrubbed the wall once again. So we're coming to 20 laps to go. Drivers currently right now with some of them have a tire fall off on 1 second like Steele Langford's been going through. But a lot of drivers have just about a 1 second tire fall off. But Kendrick, I don't know what he's doing in that race car, but he is making it work. Half second tire fall off. Last time by, he ran a 16.94. Best lap of the day, a 16.46. That time, a 16.90. With 17 laps to go, and he brings the number 17 EHP team the inaugural CRX championship. So 15 laps to go, and Cryer leads. Billy Snodgrass now moves to 2nd. Steele Langford 3rd. Clay Bellamy 4th. Blake Wynn 5th. Kyle Bartles 6th. Kenny Tripp, unfortunately, from the back to front challenge, fading away from him. Jason Snodgrass 8th. And again, Sukup, Rex, Hendren, and Raymond out of the race. Again, we've had a fun season so far. Began at Atlanta and North Wilkesboro. Cryer took the opening 2 races there. Richmond that had the issues there and led to Gulf Coast Sim Racing taking the race at Richmond. I think they took the one at Martinsville too. I can't recall. Michigan was also a wild race too. Then you went to Oxford. Cryer returned to victory lane. I think he won Bristow too. I can't recall. Irwindale. Believe that was Billy Snodgrass that got the win. I can't recall off the top of my head. Jeff Byers won at Phoenix. Auto Club last race 2 weeks ago. That was done by Kyle Bartels. 10 laps to go for Kendrick Cryer in this inaugural season. Hopefully next year, a lot more races come up. Could be like 15, 20 races. We'll see what happens. Hoping for a much better car count to be consistent throughout the entire year. You know, we had some good car counts at time. Over 20 in a bunch of races this year. Topped out at, I think, at 30 at one point. Over 30, so. But then it went down to 12 here for our season finale, which was a tough break. But Robert Colgan, hopefully, he can make it consistent for the rest of, for next season. Tripp wants to fight back on Bartels for 6th. Blake Wynn now a lap down in 5th. Tripp staying patient behind that 88. Just hopes that he makes a mistake. There's a run for the 52. I think Bartels let him have it. Really high out of that, or Bartels is just really tight and just trying to hang on to his wounded race car. 5 to go in the season. And 3 more laps for Kendrick Cryer. Only thing he doesn't want to see is some yellow cloth flying from on top of that flag stand. Cryer giving us a hang-on moment there in 3 and 4. He caught the apron, had to catch a handful there. Coming off turn number 4. Next time by as we're on the white flag. The number 17 EHP Racing Team caps off a picture-perfect season on top of the podium. Kendrick Cryer takes the win at Langley, and the number 17 EHP Racing Team, the CRX Season 1 champion. And Cryer trying to emulate his boss, Austin Edwards, a good friend with some Tokyo drifting. And now it's donut time. Great day for him. Kenny Tripp coming by to congratulate him. So here's a look at the results. Cryer the winner by 10.7 seconds, nearly a full lap on Billy Snodgrass. Clay Bellamy third, Steele Langford. It's the final car on the lead lap. Not the day that the dropping bomb drivers wanted. Billy Snodgrass finishes second in points. And here are the rest of the results here for you. All right, let's begin with our interviews, and we'll talk with our third place finisher, Clay Bellamy. Clay, walk us through your day. You made some moves up early, and then I think, what was it, just around lap 30 or 40 or so, got a bumper from Kenny Tripp. You faded back, but a nice recovery to finish in third.
Yeah, I didn't have no practice at the racetrack for about a month till today. Yeah, that Kenny really cost us there. But other than that, we had a really good night, and we were running Billy down at the end, so which was really good. I did a little bit of my setups, but I can't thank Billy and his dad enough.
Who else do you want to give shout outs to?
Blake Wynn, uh, pretty much my whole team. Billy Snodgrass, Jason Snodgrass, and Billy for doing my setups. But other than that, really happy.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great job tonight, and great season.
Thank you.
That's our third place finisher in Clay Bellamy. To second we go for Billy Snodgrass. Billy, well, the big picture for you coming on into tonight was trying to beat Steven Rex and finish second in the championship. And guess it paid off for you tonight. Well done.
Yeah, it was a fun race. I made an adjustment before the race, and I shouldn't have. It really killed me on the long run.
Walk us through it as a whole. You had, I think it was a fun race between you, Kenny Tripp, I think Clay Bellamy was a part of it earlier on, and you were able to hang on and pull away.
Oh, yeah, that was a pretty fun battle. I think Kenny Tripp was trying to get me back for when I had got to his inside, and he didn't think I was there and hit him. But it was a fun race overall.
Well, great season as a whole. What do you take away from it?
That fixed setup racing is definitely better for street stock.
All right. Well, who do you want to give shout outs to?
I want to thank my dad for helping me with setups, and I want to thank Clay Bellamy and Blake Wynn for being really good teammates.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great season. Been fun watching this year, and best of luck next season.
Thank you.
That's our second place finisher in Billy Snodgrass. And to victory lane we go to talk with your winner and helps Austin Edwards take a team championship. Kendrick Cryer. Kendrick, you guys pretty much had this one clinched, but to end on top, how's it feel?
Oh, it feels really good. I apparently I turned into Austin Edwards in this race with saving tire and going that fast. I don't know how, but um, apparently I got something. Apparently I had a really good setup, and I built it like a month ago, and then I tweaked on it in the little bit of practice that I made, and it ended up working out really good for me, and definitely towards my driving style. And this track is definitely you could have a setup and like maybe Steel Langford or Kenny Tripp, they'd feel really good, then they wouldn't. And I don't know. I don't know if it's the driving style of this track, but this setup definitely proved it for me anyway.
Definitely worked out really well. Steele had a pretty good run on you throughout the day. I think it was after the first caution where he started closing in on you. It was up to your spoiler at one time. Where did you feel your car was better than his?
I think long run, and another thing I'll let you in on, he didn't have any sound this entire race. He
Really?
hear anything, yeah.
Wow.
So he probably would have been on my ass the whole race, but that definitely doesn't help.
Well, what do you take away here from this entire season?
Consistency is best. I mean, I don't know if this is win number 4 or what, but I've had a lot of top 5 runs. Couple DNFs and I think 1 or 2 DNFs, but I know I missed a few, but Steele came in and drove my car when I couldn't run. Thank you to him, but closed it out tonight with a win and a championship. Feels pretty good.
How are you going to celebrate this one with you and Austin?
Do what?
How are you and Austin going to celebrate this one tonight?
Me and him are gonna brag about how much money he's got to send me.
Well, who do you want to give shout outs to?
I want to thank Austin Edwards, at EHP Racing, Burnson Mafia, who else? Trying to think, but I don't know who else I can think of. All my teammates at raced on EHP this season. Everybody did pretty good this year, and they're all satisfied. So it was pretty cool.
Well, enjoy this one, man. Congratulations. You've brought the 17 a championship once again. Well done.
Thank you.
That's your champion, ladies and gentlemen. Kendrick Cryer and the EHP Racing number 17. Congratulations to him. Austin Edwards, along with the Zeem Setup Shop team, as the sponsor of that ride. Man, and a season is in the books. Now the attention turns over to next season for the off season. I know Robert Colgan, Kyle Bartles, and team have some work to do. Robert's actually with us. Robert, you want to make any final sayings here as we end the year?
We're working for season 2 here. We're switching over, gonna do completely fixed setups for season 2. We're aiming to shoot to start November 7th. I don't know if we're gonna hit November 7th yet, but we're going to start having some preseason recruitment races. Some money be paid out for that stuff. We're looking for drivers. We started with a really nice size field each week. Obviously, as you go on through the season and guys see their championships hopes are done, they stop showing up or whatnot. So the field, we had the smallest field we ever had tonight, and I kind of expected that even before the season started. That's why we went to Langley. They only had like 19 open pit boxes, so I kind of knew that we were going to have a really small field. So next season we're going to work on during the off season we're going to work on some things for next season. If anyone's interested, more than welcome to follow us on Facebook, join the Discord. Very open to hearing anything. This is supposed to be a blue collar fun league on iRacing for guys, come home from work, grab a beer, maybe 10, I don't know, but then come on and come out and race.
Well, it's been a great season. Congratulations on what you've done. Can't wait to see what's coming up next season for CRX. I know I have, unfortunately, my real life plans prevent me from doing CRX full time next year, but I know I'll be joining you and whoever you guys have set to broadcast when we can.
Yeah, we have some big things coming for season 2. We threw season 1 together pretty quick, actually, so I'm actually pretty happy with how things turned out. For throwing it together. I mean, threw a rule book together like pretty much overnight. Got a bunch of guys interested. Like I said, guys will come and go. But we have some big things coming for season 2. Really appreciate you coming on board, do the broadcasts. Love watching your broadcasts. You make it look fun, I'm sure, with the 11, 12 guys we had tonight. I'm sure you made it very exciting too. So we appreciate you coming on board, Marty, and looking forward to seeing you come back and doing some stuff. But I know you got some real life stuff going on, but it's been fun.
Definitely appreciate it, man. So that will pretty much wrap up the CRX season. And on behalf of everyone at CRX, you heard Robert Colgan, Kyle Bartles and company there, all the fine drivers and sponsors. Marty Sakala signing off. Congratulations to your winner and a part of the team championship, Kendrick Cryer.